constantly feel irritated, overwhelmed, stressed out, all the things? If so, then this video is for you. We want to tell you the three fastest ways to calm your nervous system, because if you are feeling those ways, that means that your nervous system is saying, help, I need help. And sometimes we don't recognize it as that. We just kind of have gotten used to living like that. But we know that having these tools in our tool belt really can help us to connect with those around us, not feel so overwhelmed, really improve our physical health. Like there's so many things that can come from that. So we want to quickly tell you about these ways that you can calm your nervous system. So they're really quite easy and probably things you might have heard tidbits about before, but the three ways you can calm your nervous system quickest is through touch, through breath, and through smell. And so let's start with touch first. And this one might be one you maybe haven't thought about as much, because it's one that if you think about it from how do I calm my nervous system by touch, you might not really kind of understand how that would work. But with our nervous system, especially the peripheral nervous system, which is the one that usually switches kind of more to that fight or flight or rest and digest state. There's so many nerve endings, right? That's how your nervous system really works, is with so many nerve endings that are on your skin. And so, Jen, how you explained it really well in the podcast about the afferent. So, do you want to kind of share
Yeah,
about that?
sure. So a lot of people think they can just kind of think their way out of stress. And so the nervous system really only responds about 20% to internal cues. So in your brain, thoughts, that sort of thing. 80%, which is efferent, 80% of what the nervous system responds to is what they call afferent. So that means outside input, right? And it's by design, right? So we can be aware of our surroundings. It's
Hmm.
kind of an ancient system just to keep us aware. And so one of the, as Carrie is talking about, one of the best ways that the nervous system will respond very quickly, because that's where it's getting most of its input, is from the outside. So touch, just something that's very soothing, or, the butterfly. And I'm sure Carrie will probably talk a little bit more about these. But 80% is coming from the outside. So as she said, touch, smell, and then outside in is breath, in and out.
Yeah, and these are just ways that you can signal to your body that it's safe, because our nervous system is always scanning for safety. And so, not only do things that are kind of coming at us that we need to run away from, which is very it doesn't happen very often,
Primal.
right?
Right.
Right. That's primal instinct, right? You need your sympathetic nervous system to be on whenever you need to run away from something and flee for your life. However, so often that's not the case. We're having arguments with people where we're thinking about past things. We're just having these stress responses that are stressors, I should say, that help us feel unsafe, that are triggering our body to and our nervous system to turn on. That we need to help our body realize, okay, we don't need to have this response right now. And so, as Jen mentioned, touch is one of the really I think it's one of the quickest and easiest ways. I mean, we can like you can just do this anywhere. You can just take a few seconds to kind of tune back in with your body that way, and simply just touching your arms. You can again do the butterfly, or just kind of just pat your chest right here. And I think about it in a way that that's how we calm babies. And so just looking to kind of mother ourselves even can really help us to kind of move out of this more stressful state.
Yeah, one of
And
my
so,
favorite ones is the hug. I don't know
oh
if you do
yeah,
that.
the
You put
containment
your
hug.
Right, the containment. You put your right hand under your left armpit, and then put your left hand on top of your shoulder, and you literally just give yourself a hug, and you kind of squeeze. And sometimes I just rock,
Hmm.
because as Carrie said, it's like primal, going back to when you were a baby and what was very soothing.
Yeah.
And that's very soothing for the nervous system. And
Yeah.
sometimes you might yawn, or you'll literally feel your shoulders relax, or you'll
Hmm.
sigh. That's really your nervous system relaxing.
Yeah. And so we actually have a full video of all the tools that you can use. They're called somatic tools for your nervous system. If you're one of our clients, we have that available to you in the learning module. So go check that out if you're over there with us already. But touch is one way. Breath is another way that's super quick, easy to do, and very effective. And I think about it, it takes me back to whenever they taught you kind of how to work through labor, right? You just need to breathe. And
Right.
I mean it works. I remember I was just breathing, breathing, breathing. And that was one of the ways that really helped carry me, especially through natural childbirth. But breath is really, it's just, if we take long, slow, deep breaths, it's very counterintuitive to when we are in that stress response, which is we tend to take those short, quick breaths. And so counteracting that with long, slow, deep breaths signals to our body, okay, we don't need to be in this, excitatory state. We can kind of go back and more into that rest and digest state. And so the last tool is smell. And our olfactory system is just super quick. It's one of the quickest ways that we can then, tell our body what we want it to do in essence. And what I like to do is use all three of these in kind of combination with one another, right? When I'm doing something like the containment hug, or I'm using the touch, of course, it helps you to be able to relax and takes those deeper breaths. And so these really all work together. But with the smell aspect, using an essential oil to really enhance all of these things are what we would recommend and what we typically do. And so using an essential oil, and there are, of course, lots of different options where that comes from. And we do want to let you know we have a free download to really help you know the emotion organ connection, and also help you to know which oils to choose with, whatever emotion that you might be feeling. And so that might be really helpful as you're looking to use essential oils with some of these ways to calm your nervous system. And we'll put that in the description of this video so you can grab that. But using an essential oil with these other two ways to calm your nervous system is just a really beautiful way to help you to just be more in your heart versus in your head. Come back into your thinking brain, decrease the overwhelm, which is obviously going to really nurture your nervous system and bring you back into regulation. So we hope these three quick tips have helped you to have more tools in your tool belt when you're going through your day and you inevitably feel that stress building. Pull some of these tools out, and we hope that you let us know how they're working for you. We'd love to answer any questions that you have as well. Thanks to you guys for joining.